I've been going through all this stuff with God. He's been saying, surrender your life to me. Give me everything. And I've been slowly kind of surrendering things to him. And he's saying, give me everything. I look to God and I finally say, okay, you can have it all. Fine. I give you everything. And it was a profound moment. So that's a moment that I remember for sure, that I said, okay, you can have everything. And he kind of said, really? I said, really? You can have everything. So I went to work the next day and I got fired. Sunday I said, I surrender all. Monday, I lose my job. I'm good with that. That's fine, God, if this is what you're doing, I surrender all. You have it all. I wake up Wednesday morning very early. God's got a hold of me and he's saying, we're not done. I'm saying, what do you mean we're not done? I said, I've surrendered everything. I've given you everything. I will walk away from anything you want. He's like, really? What about your boat? You've lost your job. Will you sell your boat? Yep, I'll sell my boat. You tell me right now to sell the boat. It's for sale. I'll sell it right away. He's going, okay. What about your TV? What about this? What about that? And we're going through all my material things. And I'm going, yeah. No problem. No problem. And it's genuine. It's real. It's in here. I feel it. I feel no attachment to any of these things anymore. It's not that I don't want to take care of them or look after them, keep them in good shape and be a good steward with these things. But if I lost them tomorrow, I don't think it would change who I am at all. And I feel that genuinely. And we get to a point and God says, what about your family? I said, whoa, what do you mean? He said, what about your wife? What about your kids? Would you give them up for me? And I stopped. This is 4:00 in the morning. And I stopped and I looked at God and I said, where are you going with this? You know, on Sunday I gave you everything and you took away my job and you've challenged me to do, hospital visitations, and I'm giving you that. So I'm giving you my pride. I'm giving you everything. And now you're asking for my family. You're asking for my kids. And I said to God, you wouldn't do that though. I'm thinking Abraham, Isaac, come on, there will be you would never do that, right? And God flashes a little scene in my mind of Pharaoh standing over his dead son. And all of a sudden I realized, if I say to God right now, I'll give you everything. I'll give you my family. I'll give you my wife. I'll give you my kids. If you need to take them from me now, I will do that. Would I have the faith of Abraham to do that? And I thought, I had to stop. I got out of bed. I went into my living room and I sat there. And I struggled with this for a half an hour saying, hang on, God. I got to really rationalize this through. I've got to figure out what you're asking me here. So I sat there and I started to get frustrated with God. And I said, I can't believe what you're asking me. How can you possibly ask me for everything and then come to me and say that you want to take my wife and kids away? I said, part of my faith says you're not actually going to follow through on that. You're actually going to do what you did with Abraham and Isaac, and you're going to provide the way out when I step out in faith. However, if my heart's not real in it, and I'm like Pharaoh, not only would you have done this before in the past. And a fear comes over me that I can't even describe, where I look at God and I'm just angry with him now. And I'm saying, how can you possibly ask me for this? How can you take me to this level and then leave me here at this point? And I'm basically on my knees in my living room floor, distraught, just crushed under this request. And God flashes one more scene in my head. And it's a scene of Jesus hanging on the cross. And his answer to me is, because I did it for you. Defining moment. I had nothing else to say. At this point, In my argument, my journey with God, I had come to the end of me. There was nothing left of me. I had no more arguments. I had no more counterpoints. I had no more rationalization. I had nothing left. And I'm sitting there on my living room floor in tears saying, what else can I say, God? Take it all. Whatever you want to do, I fully and completely surrender everything to you, including my wife and kids. It was like all the lights came on. I just got this overwhelming joy inside of me. And people who were around me on that Wednesday know that something happened, something changed, something snapped, and everything was different. I'm driving in my car and I've got this ridiculous grin on my face and I just can't get rid of it. And I scooch on over to the church here and I walk into Kevin's office and I'm going, you're not going to believe this. And of course he believes it, but it was profound. Everybody I'm bumping into, I'm like, God is awesome. And I'm just telling people everywhere I go, it doesn't matter where I go see a lawyer because of this whole job thing and whatever. And I'm just like, well, God's doing awesome things, isn't he? And he's going, I don't understand why you're so happy. I'm like, neither do I, but it's fantastic. And I'm like, this is great. And yeah, it was just a mind-blowing thing. Everything in life changed. Everything absolutely changed. It's almost undescribable. You know, all these years going to church, going through the motions, living the Christian life, never really understanding or grasping what benefits full surrender can have. The scripture verse that God gave me through all of this process through the whole 2.5-year journey, we got to Jeremiah 29, and 29:11 is a very popular verse for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, etc. That's a very common verse. It lifts people up very often. God gave me 2 verses later, verse 13, where he says, you will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. And that was part of my whole journey. I needed to know God was real. And God gave me this verse saying, you want to know I'm real? You got to seek me with all your heart. And my word promises that you will find me when you seek me with all your heart.